amazing, iconic, one-of-a-kind filmmaker, David Cronenberg. And joining us, multiple Oscar-winning composer, Howard Shore. How did it begin with Shivers and then with Rabbit? How did the opportunity to make feature films happen for you?
I always thought I'd be a novelist. I never thought I'd be a filmmaker. Movies weren't really being made in Canada at that point. For Canadian, movies were things that came from somewhere else, like cars. You know, they come from Europe or come from the U.S. This funding body that had been created by the government, it was then called the Canadian Film Development Corporation. The idea was to help use government money to help encourage a film production industry in Canada. And I came to them with my script, Shivers. And they saw that it was a unique thing, and they had never seen anything like that before, and they tried to get the government to put money in it, and the government people read the script and were totally horrified. So I thought that I was going to have to move to LA. And at that point, the Canadian Film Development Corporation had caved and decided that yes, they would take a chance and produce this strange thing, which was called a horror film.
How did the two of you meet in the first place?
In Toronto, we'd have midnight screenings at underground festivals. And I knew David's films when I was 14, 15. I was studying composition. I thought films were a good way to create some of the ideas that I had in music, and that I could experiment with David's work, and what I was getting from his stories. Starting with The Brood, it was a very kind of experimental piece that I wrote for it. I went on into Scanners and Videodrome.
I remember just reading some newspaper, and in it there was a little article. The headline was, "Twin Docs Found Dead in Posh Pad." I thought, that's a movie. I approached 20 of the most famous American and Canadian actors to do Dead Ringers, and they all said no. They were afraid of it. They could not either get past the gynecology, or they could not get past a particular aspect, which was that these twins were real. It wasn't like one was a killer and the other one was innocent. You know, it wasn't like the evil twin and the good twin. These were complex human beings, and that intimidated a lot of actors. So when I finally decided, okay, it's not going to be a North American actor, the first actor who was not North American was Jeremy Irons, and he was not afraid of either of those things.
Oh, it's a fearless performance. You're a fearless filmmaker, and thank you so much, David Cronenberg, Howard Shore, and everyone here. Thank you. Yeah.